Broward House will be Dining Out for Life 2023. Broward House says this year's Dining Out for Life will be different. The theme is Dine, Donate, Win Prizes. You're requested to dine at the participating restaurants, and a percentage of your bill will be donated back to Broward House. You can support this cause from April 1st to April 13th by dining out and donating directly to Broward House. Broward House's mission is to improve the quality of life for individuals impacted with chronic health challenges, including HIV, by providing pathways to wellness. This event also allows Broward House to have the greatest outreach and touch people differently than when they are out testing. In case anyone wants to get involved, they can donate to Broward House in different other ways, like donating online or via mail, adopting a restaurant, and encouraging others to donate. Patrons can share their dine-out experience or show support on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter using hashtags hashtag DOFL954 and hashtag DineOutGiveBack. More information is available on browardhouse.org. I think it's lost sometimes that, housing is a healthcare issue. A lot of times having a safe, comfortable, affordable place to live has a real outcome on your health. Mentioning HIV patients too, who already have those challenges. So it's really cool to see that they're doing this event, not only to help their housing efforts, but also helping their health outreach efforts.
One of the things that I would say for Broward House, I participated in Smart Ride for the first time ever in November, and it overnights in Hawks Key, and I participated, reported, I did a lot of interviews for it. And the first evening at Hawks Key, they do a program, and it was conjunction of supporting the coming World AIDS Day and the issue. And the director of Broward House, all of the beneficiaries spoke. And I thought about HIV and health services that are provided to our community in a completely different way at that moment. Because the executive director of Broward House talked about services that they provided. And in her talking, she talked about how Broward House was able to provide dentures and teeth for somebody that needed services that goes to Broward House. And the effect of that recipient of service, of how they felt it changed their life to simply have dentures. Mm-hmm. And that is a service that is directly related to an organization like Broward House. And of course, HIV is their flagship, but other kinds of services that flow out of an HIV provider. And I remember walking away from that of thinking, wait, I'm going to think about HIV services in a different way, because it's more than testing, it's more than PrEP, it's more than prevention. There's so many other services. And so Eat Out, it's a great way to help support Broward House. We've been involved in this for a couple of years. Scott, it gives me a quick opportunity. I'm sorry, because of green screen you can't show it, but you were a big chicken Saturday. Tell us about the AIDS Walk. You were on the board at AHF. Tell us about Saturday and kind of give us a summary of it.
And thanks to everybody who walked, to talk about an event that raised over $2 million. It did fantastically well. I'm on the board of AHF, and I have all sorts of backstories about how I came to be on the board. It was because of the then Fort Lauderdale AIDS Walk. But this past weekend, I wore a costume. It's always been
every year.
I have done it every year since 2009. I've been Leprechaun, Easter Bunny, Captain Hook, one of those inflatable T-Rex things. But my gimmick...
It sounds like mental health awareness that Broward House might be able to help you.
I think they might have a room for me. With padded walls. But it's great fun, and the gimmick of saying, donate to my goal, and I'll dress, and I always tease it for weeks, and then announce my costume the last 24 hours in the big push to get people to give money. And this year I dressed as a giant rubber chicken, and it was Great laughs, great fun.
And it was a great costume. You literally strutted, because that's what chickens do. You strutted right past me. I was at the start-finish line with the cheer team, and I was like, "Oh, that's a cool costume." I mean, I was like, I haven't seen this much chicken since I was at La Boy on Thursday.
Oh, now I understand why I missed Scott, because he was with all of the cheerleaders at the cheer team. I wasn't noticing Scott Galvin. Now I know why. No, I saw you.
But I have to ask, did it get quite hot in that rubber jacket?
Oh, it's brutal. There's been a couple of years where I've sworn I'm never doing this again, because it's tough. You're wearing a full body outfit, walking for 3 miles. But it's worth it. Even though I suffer while I'm doing it, after the fact, I'm really happy. I've raised my money, and it's a good laugh.
One last thing that relates to the AIDS Walk, and it ties into Broward House. Broward House is a recipient, so dollar for dollar match. For Safe Schools in the dollar for dollar match. How does it feel to you, Scott, being on the board of AHF? You're volunteering to be on the board, helping guide the organization, especially for LGBTQ community, and come into an event in 2023 that raises $2 million in a day. What does that the feeling of how much good that does for LGBTQ community in South Florida?
And what's dumbfounding for me really is the entire annual budget right now of AIDS healthcare. We're just over a $2 billion organization in multiple American states and in 40 different countries. So we're not only helping HIV folks here within the continental United States, but there are people in parts of Africa and Europe who rely on AIDS healthcare and Asia to get access to medication that they can afford, etc. So just everything that, whether it's AIDS Walk Atlanta, AIDS Walk Florida, or Out of the Closet, thrift stores, everything the organization is doing is just providing help in ways I don't think most people will ever realize.
Yeah. It's very rewarding. And congratulations to you and AHF, because so many people are benefited in our community for that event.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the Fay What Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the Fay What Show. Get the week started with me.